Right, hello. We are now live. So
Right.
I'm joined with John Cooper, Styles, and Thomas Williams. So this is foreign stream by Chantry, who left early. So I thought I'd do a stream this evening for an hour or two. So is there any subjects that anyone wants to talk about before I show you some links, show you some articles?
Let's see, any topics? Got nothing at the moment. Sorry.
Yeah. If there's nothing at the moment, right? Well, what I'll do. I'll go to the article you sent. Start with that.
Okay.
I found it really interesting. If you can guess it.
I'm just going to send you another Twitter link to an article, but let's see, Cameron, so...
I'll
Okay.
just get it up right now.
So, Sty, how have you been? Oh, am I? Oh, right. Oh, he's muted right now.
Yeah, so the game is quite buggy. It keeps I can't get onto the article on it.
I think Stars usually has good internet.
Okay.
Yeah, probably still using.
Maybe.
Right. Well, I'll try to get to that one. I'll go to my other article because this is about the centrists.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course, we're back to centrists.
Oh, we are.
This is a pro neoliberal centrist stream.
Oh, yeah. Centrists, we always give them the bullet first.
Right, let's close them. Some tabs what I want to just close the stream.
All right.
Alright, you should be able to see that. Is that correct? You see me presenting. Away from. Here we go. A centrist won't save Britain.
Oh.
People adding a historical nostalgia. People aren't buying it. And this article.
Oh. This is the best article of centrism I've seen since the one I sent
Yeah.
let's say, Swiss. About.
What's quite interesting? It's from New York Times after anyway.
Oh, yeah.
From them. London as Brexit and its tenant chaos held towards us. One of the most darkly humorous features of contemporary British politics is ambiguity of parliamentarians, pundits, and business titans who wail and gash at our ceaseless political turmoil and appear incurious about the conditions that produced it. So basically, they hate Brexit, but they don't know what actually caused it. Which is totally true. I mean, what do you think about what do you think about this anyway? Because I think the best example of this is from the FPB people.
Oh, yeah.
The politics they say was Brexit refused to address the issues that caused it. In my opinion, which is basically neoliberalism and ignorance.
My opinion on the FBPE is that they represent everything wrong with the Remainer camp, and let's see, show that and show they have learned nothing from the mistakes. Let's see that the Remain camp did during the Brexit campaign. Granted, both sides were awful in their skills of debating, but let's see, but the FPP represent the rest of the Remain and stuff. And they should not become the majority, be as regarded as the biggest representatives of Remainers. But let's see. And it's kind of, I will admit, it's kind of interesting how they went from the stage of like first trying to get the movement following, then they started bashing Corbyn. Then they toned down the Corbyn bashing a bit, and then they went back to it by having a lot of by retweeting a lot of the former Labour voters saying, I voted for Corbyn, but his Brexit stance is like, I cannot support it, as to make it like, no, it isn't just all about bashers. It's also like former Corbyn. And at the current stage, I'm not sure what's currently going on with them right now. Honestly,
I don't, yeah, it's hard to know what's going on. It's certainly behind the scenes. Some are saying, right, it's complete chaos. We're not going to deal. It's going to no deal. Other side, I can see, because some of the business interest between the EU and the UK, I can see some sort of last minute capitulation from both sides. First bit, we get some slight more soft than checkers at last minute. Because the Tories, firstly, if it goes to a no deal, first we have the minimum vote, and it won't pass for Parliament. So what the Conservatives will have to do is extend Article 50, people's vote, or call a general election. That's what they don't want. My prediction is capitulate at the last minute. But if it goes to a no deal, we're definitely getting a general election this year.
okay, so if we go to the no deal option, we'll definitely get a general election this year. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, that means
can't see people's vote.
Bet.
Yeah, honestly, can't see people's vote coming. General election or Article 50 extension.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and I can't see Maine going. I think she's just fight on.
I mean, I suppose if she was likely to go, she would have left last year, or at least.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah, and by the way.
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah. Okay. Check the side chart. See if anything goes on.
Okay. Let's see. I'll just get up on my tablet's YouTube. Sorry. Let's see.
All right. Let's put that. 10 years on from the start of the financial crisis, they can entirely ignore the many ways in which politics has been reconfigured by the 2008 crash and its aftershocks. Such are stalwart defenders of a system by of common sense. Capitalism has watched in horror as ill-mannered upstarts from both left and the right, all power at the fringes, but freshly embodied centrists pretend there's no uproar and connection to their own dogma, and envision the whole sorry mess as some sort of administrative error. Like a sifty tile away what's the right person and the right brand is to stop the party. I love this article. It's first describing the Dems. Basically centuries and conservatives who are looking for basically a new deal. If it's the idea of the centrist party comes from, because what people want is this party here.
Oh yeah. No connections there. Seem to envision
someone who can find the right person to fix this mess, even though it's the mess that the ideology caused. What we know as modern centrism, which is followers of the neoliberal ideology. Because neoliberalism pretty much ignored the British public for decades. I mean, think of this. Every time the EU treaty, Maastricht, Nice, Amsterdam, and Lisbon, they'll call each one for a rethink of the rule of the European Union. Unlike other countries, they said Denmark or Ireland, we didn't get referendums. Even in Clegg, actually referendums. But the same people with power refuses.
Oh yeah, Nick Clegg ended up doing like calling it like during the coalition, I believe, or
Before the coalition.
Oh, okay. So and now given the fact given the fact that we actually now have the referendum and we're now leaving, he seems to have completely changed his mind.
Yeah.
I actually looked at his little book about how to stop Brexit a little bit because I heard they had a bit of Corbyn bash, and then I looked at it. It was like, yeah, honestly, the book really doesn't from what I've seen of the book, it really doesn't offer much about how to stop Brexit. This is the same centrism, spouting about, if Corbyn doesn't stop Brexit, the young people will abandon him and all that stuff, which...
That's a lie. Young people don't support it because of Brexit. Support it because it's policies. Also, I haven't read the book, but I've seen a lot more people talking about it, which is, I shouldn't argue based on that, but I haven't read it. I'm going to have to take a look at it. What people say that's about the book, that's it knows the effects of the qualifications. It basically knows the issues in this country during the austerity. The ideology that he helped enforce in this country, now, of course, due to extremes to an extent.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Funny enough, Nick Clegg mentioned that the austerity that they'd done by the Labour and the Conservatives was quite reasonable, but it's like
It wasn't reasonable.
no.
He really looked at it. If you want to stop Brexit, he should change the current economic idea. I mean, it was most of the part of the country that voted leave.
Oh yeah.
And Nick Clegg should know this. Well, it should, because it's from Sheffield, but it's using the posh half of Sheffield. But the other half of Sheffield is extremely deprived. And you should look at what the city and it voted leave, and it was very deprived and very poor in the face of austerity. I mean, it's not that's stupid. But yes, the same people think there's same solutions to past problems in our country and solve it on the delusion. There's a problem with Lord Adonis, people like that. You're probably talk about the same George led to Brexit. Advocate for it. The issue is right. Nigel Farage said this. That's a friend. Said this. It was Labour's Northern Heartland that won it first. I'm afraid, and that's what Farage said the day after the referendum. It is because it was referencing how these areas were basically felt abandoned by Labour.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's so strong in Labour. Corbyn actually did really well in this book. But the reason why people felt abandoned because they thought Labour didn't represent them anymore. They went to extremes to get pushed to the agenda. I mean, a lot of former comrades around here, almost all of them voted leave. And the proper hardcore socialists.
Oh yeah.
Mention that.
Oh yeah. I mean, let's see. Corbyn himself, I think, for the most part, does believe in Brexit, but I do think, let's see. I'm not sure if he did vote Remain or Leave. I can't say for sure.
That's another interesting discussion. Corbyn took under the wing of Tony Benn when he went to Parliament. That right next to him is a Bennite at heart.
Oh yeah.
Every EU treaty. But the thing is, Corbyn's a Democrat. Where the majority of them should lie, that was Remain. He said it in his first election. So when it came to the conference, when the Labour Party decided to say, right, we're going to support Remain, Corbyn did. Corbyn went to the path of Remain and reform. And he actually, look at the statistics about it, he's more Remain rallies than any person, individual. So I'm skeptical of that idea. Corbyn's a skeptic, but he wants to reform it for him.
Oh yeah.
But Corbyn is very, very skeptical to leave. And if he wasn't leaving, he could have done it. Really chance he would have. And McDonald as well. Also, on the issue of Corbyn and Brexit, well, I was going to say, Corbyn after a referendum, the second thing, he said, announce Article 50 now. Why do you think he said that? Straight away, he got hammered for it.
Let's see, I suppose he said it because it would probably either be best to try and get it done straight away.
Yes. Well, that's the idea. Right, to honour people's vote, what people voted, and no point in telling what sexuals vote. And he implemented it without anyone getting a plan to campaign to diversity or scupper it. He knew. Yeah.
Okay.
But the time Brexit thing is all very shit anyway. I mean, it took 9 years, 9 months to Tories to do what? I mean, for example, if me and you, right, got 9 months to come out of path to the EU, right, it would have been a lot better than the Tory would have.
Oh yeah.
Or anyone.
Oh yeah.
Anyone on the streets do it. Give them 9 months to prepare to leave the EU and do research.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
This government is beyond redemption. That's completely out of depth. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm pretty certain if we were to set up an Article 50 deal kind of thing, we'd probably get done in like 3 months.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Ages ago, right? I mean, ages in the political government. How would he Brexit?
Mm-hmm.
Which we all come to the conclusion that it'd be a lot better than we've got now. We're a lot more comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything going on the side chat, by the way?
Let's see. At the moment, let me just. I'm just going to close the side chat and then open it up because sometimes it needs to be updating. At the moment, it's just people saying that they're just introducing themselves, saying hello. Let's see, because at the moment we have Oliver Foster, well, Shafted, and I believe Average Joe, but they haven't really seemed to say anything at the moment.
Yeah.
They're just greeting at the moment.
Let me check the hangout.
Oh yeah, let's see.
Yeah, right.
Stizer and Thomas are still mute. You guys there? Do you have anything to say? See, I would like to hear your guys' opinion on what Cameron has said. They seem to have muted themselves.
Alright. For the time being, I'll continue reading this until they come back.
Yeah, let's get more to reading.
Next part is there's a hole in the center made for a savior. Open essay in town from shit. Right, so look at that after this.
Yeah. Let's see. The article that, like many similar ones, have appeared before and since mentioned the former Prime Minister Tony Blair and his fellow New Labour luminary David Miliband and Nick Clegg, the Liberal Democrat Deputy Prime Minister under David Cameron's first government, as possible candidates to lead the Liberal Revolutionist movement along the lines of Emil and Marty in front. Is that your mother or something? Or?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Ooh, that's awkward. We're doing a live stream and your mother's calling. Let's see, I take it. Do you want me to read the article while you go and deal with your mother? Okay. Let's see, to lead a liberal revolutionist movement along the lines of Emmanuel Macron's En Marche party in France. There are never any sources of speculation on who might fill the hole. The trouble is that neither the would-be figureheads nor their media cheerleaders seem to be interested in why it has appeared. Since the Brexit referendum, we've seen the emergence of a host of abstract norms masquerading as political ideas. Okay, you're just okay.
I'm back.
Okay, I was just reading out a bit of the stream. I was just reading out a bit of the article for you.
What part did you get to?
I got to the bit where they said, let's see, the lines of Emmanuel Macron's En Marche party in France. There's never any sort of speculation on who might fill the hole. The trouble is that neither the would-be figureheads nor their media cheerleaders seem to be interested in why it has appeared. Since the Brexit referendum, we've seen the emergence of a host of abstract norms masquerading as political ideas.
Yeah.
Honestly, if they're going to trust the likes of Tony Blair and David Miliband and Nick Clegg to lead the new centrist party, that's doomed to fail because I'm pretty certain by now most of the public hates these three figures.
They're really delusional. I think they say they're going to work people to do stuff. I mean, lead a liberal revivalist movement. Not liberal, come on. We're increasing authoritarian.
Honestly, let's see.
Authoritarian governments. Not really.
I mean, no one's going to trust Tony Blair after Iraq. In fact, most of the country hates Tony Blair. And in many ways, he's probably part of the reason why people voted, particularly those in the working class Labour sections, because he was the one who led Labour during the time when they started abandoning the working class. David Miliband buggered off when he lost the leadership election to his brother. Let's see. So, yeah, there's that. Let's see. And Nick Clegg pretty much ended up doing a coalition with the Tories and doing austerity, and not to mention alienate the young with student debt and all that. With all that stuff. So honestly, having any of those three as the savior or leading the party would probably doom it to fail, even if the other options to choose from are either, let's see, Corbyn or someone like the likes of Boris, Farage, or Mogg. I'm pretty certain most of the public would still vote for those four over those three individuals.
Well, the thing about Macron, right? Who's because Le Pen.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
if it wasn't Le Pen, Macron probably would.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, let's see, he's really unpopular right now. And from what I've been hearing, the socialist who ran in like the election is currently the more popular politician.
I hope he does. I hope he wins next presidential. Macron's very awful. This online because and more policy. I mean, messing with the privatization, especially the railways influence, he's trying to do.
Oh, yeah.
Bloody awful. I mean, he's basically the fetch Blair. And the delusional is so like that's going to take hold in Britain. I mean,
Also,
it's some sort of savior, right? Always saving for fun. It's Le Pen.
Oh, yeah.
Always saving. If Le Pen wasn't there, Macron got smashed.
Oh, yeah.
People are really deranged.
I'm pretty sure
But anyway,
people... Sorry, let's see. I think even people would have voted for the Communist Party if that was they were given the choice.
They would have. And a lot of people spoiled the box in that French election. The turnout was really low.
Oh, yeah.
It's looking surprising. We've got the Fash and we've got the centrists.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, everyone's going to pick this evil, aren't they?
I'm not sure how the socialist leader, the socialist politician feels about the EU, but let's see. It probably won't be this. Probably won't be similar to like Macron and his. Let's see.
France has more people choose this. The French left are the Eurosceptics.
Oh, all right. So there's a lot more Eurosceptics.
Yeah, so are the right and most of the whole left in France.
Okay.
Is more Eurosceptic.
Okay.
It's just this.
Let's see. Let's see. I also think that Merkel's time is also coming up soon because she's clearly no longer popular.
Yeah. She's done far.
Yeah, I think probably next election it's best that she just steps down and lets someone else try and lead.
She has to. There's no choice.
Mm-hmm.
And then put this. The SPD are going to kill themselves. So I'm constantly the backer.
Mm.
I think not about because he's a lunatic. He goes to speeches like that. Yeah, it's Europe. Even when Eurosceptics on the rise, which is idiotic. Hey, dream.
I mean, if you want to tackle far right Euroscepticism, you're going to need to actually elect candidates that are actually socialists and would actually tackle the problems that neoliberalism under Europe has done to these countries and stuff.
Yeah. And what I fear is that the alternative of Germany, right, the AFD, it's good to overtake them in the polls. The SPD. The SPD are just pretty chill to Merkel. I can't stand the SPD. And this is one of the fears I have. If we have PR in this country, we get something like in Germany. We have the Labour Party, essentially Labour. The first Labour. Then we have which is equivalent to well, vaguely equivalent to SPD. And then we got the Christian Democrats, which are pretty much like the Cameron style, because they've got this party is going to coalition Germany. It's not a very pleasant situation.
Right.
This is what the biggest year of PR.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
No.
Let me just. I'm just gonna. All right. Never mind. You're going more in the article.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read it out, or do you want to continue reading it out?
You can read if you want.
Take United for Change, a centrist political vehicle founded by the multimillionaire entrepreneur and former Labour donor Simon Franks. The nascent party is on a mission to break the Westminster mould. To this end, Mr. Franks has secured private investment of £50 million, let's see, brackets $64 million, reportedly, and put Mr. Blair's son on board of directors. The formula's mold-breaking might take remains hazy. A brief and now deleted section on the party's website setting on its political views, including a promise to address all the big questions which politicians have swept under the carpet for too long. What those questions are or how they might be answered are concerns that seemingly wait for another day. All that matters now is the noise and the lights, the amateurs that announce, "I am here," and he to say nothing more, because the assumption is that you want to be here too. United for a Change is entering a crowded marketplace since Brexit referendum. We've seen emergence of a host of abstract norms and masquerading political parties. Radicals UK, floated by journalists as The Economist. Democrats, the brainchild of James Chapman, a former advisor to the Tory Chancellor George Osborne. Advance and Renew. There's a very fleshed out policy platform to be found among them. Just a deep, I'm going to have to scroll down a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's see. Deep and abiding abhistorism, with nothing to say about how yesterday's third way ideology, which reduced politics to a mere phenomenon of market forces, might have contributed to today's disarray.
Yeah, I completely agree. Exactly the reason why we're in this situation.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact is, it's the same people, right? Let's see, this, here, or the reason why we're in this current situation.
Oh, yeah.
James Chapman, George Osborne. I mean, the same people who are responsible for the current situation are trying to fix it. In fact, it's Kurt. If
yeah.
you try to say anything constantly,
Not to mention
achieve the same results. It's a very similar definition of madness. It's a perfect terminology. This is why I think these pushback from the British establishment, these rich individuals that are pushing for us to keep status in. It doesn't matter what you believe in. So you may not believe in. If these same people are still in the same lines and that ideology, which previously failed, and is continuing to fail, then it's not going to be successful as you think.
Oh, yeah.
This is why when people say we're definitely remote after all this, I'm not convinced. People voted for the future. The re-campaign put forward as a vision for the future. I mean, most of the things I looked in the movie was wrong. It was a right-wing dream. I don't believe it. But the main campaign, which was done by the other political side party, they went to project fear. Not a vision for the future, what I think we wanted. Not manifesting, not an idea, just fear. And when you're poor, you're just little. When you see this fear, it's going to be a disaster and all that. You're not going to believe it if you've got nothing as it is.
Well, the problem with always using fear as like a projection, like as a campaigning method, it only really works on a right-wing perspective.
Yeah.
If it's like, if the left or like the center really want to, like, the best method of doing it is promising change and hope. But unfortunately for the EU referendum, they seem to completely forget about that. But hey,
yeah. Also, I'm a little bit on Scottish independence referendum. On the sense I got for articles is that the same idea happened in Scotland with what they call Project Fear.
Oh yeah.
And the idea is that Project Fear actually drove people to support independence up there.
Oh yeah, wait. Let's see. Are you pro Scottish independence or?
I'm not Scottish, so I can't really comment.
Okay, fair enough.
I discussed with my dad about it. He used to live in Scotland for quite a while.
Oh yeah.
And he said if we go independent, and if they could create some sort of socialist country, he would consider moving back up there. He spent quite a lot of years up there. My opinion is that I'm pro devolution and pro self rule, but it's an issue for the Scots. But I'm very sympathetic because I'm not sure if I was up there. I'm not sure how I vote actually. I'd be very sympathetic to
the Scots when it comes to independence. Fair enough.
But I'm not sure I can. I'll be nationalist or Scottish. Yeah. Wait, Ken's come up for you.
Oh yeah.
Right,
Oh yeah.
Ken.
Funny enough, we were talking about the book earlier. This must have been where I learned it because I've probably seen this article before. Anyway.
Nick, yeah. Right. Mr. Clegg has published a book, How to Stop Brexit and Make Britain Great Again.
Really, you're doing the Trump slogan. Okay, are you trying to? If you're trying to appeal to Remainers, I'm pretty certain you don't want to remind them of Donald Trump, since most of them hate him.
Yeah, the thing is, now I just thought you use that slogan in the referendum.
I don't know. Whether or not Betsy leaving will make Britain great again, that really depends on how we leave and who's governing us and all that stuff. But
it does, and a lot of leaders say, make the line broader and things like make Britain great. Britain. It's always been a very great nation in terms of influence and power on the world stage. And of course, in decline. But not being great in terms of a cultural identity, a strong sense of belonging, economic equality in the country. It very depends if we do lose this point on what governments we elect more than anything else. Actually, I think what we do after Brexit, no matter what deal we get, is more important than if we're Georgia behind the deal we get. That's my opinion.
Okay.
That's what we do after.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I can't read in this paragraph.
Fair enough.
Which rails against the economic damage that Britain's exit from the European Union will inflict, but Ray mentions the brutal austerity programme that helped design, over which by 2020 would see 36 billion a year cut for social welfare budgets. Last month, a study by economists at the University of Warwick concluded that austerity may boost the lever by slightly 10 percentage points.
Ooh. I see. So if they didn't do the austerity thing, it might have been remain 58%. But hey.
There we go. And the same people to continue austerity. I'm sorry, Clegg, but yeah. Where was it now?
Let's see.
Policy Network,
Yeah.
a new think tank, immediately associated with New Labour, recently published a report examining the crisis within the party between the centrist old guard and the increasingly dominant left. It includes an entire section of the Christian personality around the current leader, Jeremy Corbyn.
Let's see, centrists and let's see, Remainers. They cannot but help but not try and find a section to slag off.
I mean, Corbyn's a figurehead, right? But it's more movement.
Oh yeah. I mean, face it. When it comes to Corbyn personally, he's a bit boring, but in the nice way. I mean, he's not like boring as he's like he's a a very poor actor in a movie that goes like no. He's kind of boring as in like he's like that kind of grandpa or uncle who's very boring for the most part, but is kind of nice and friendly, and you can have like a pleasant conversation with.
Well, he's rather boring, but someone's not supposed to interact with the public. You know, you remember last election? He was like, shaking his hands, taking selfies with babies, picking people's dogs, singing with people. There's a crowd.
Oh yeah.
She did the opposite, complete opposite.
My favorite,
this personality that is comfortable with the average person.
Well,
we should have to go for it.
Well, the one thing about Corbyn's strength is that he can actually have a conversation with just normal people.
Yeah.
I think my favorite. My favorite, I think one of my favorite, kind of gify meme moments of the entire election was when he was offered a Pringle and he ate it.
Yeah, I remember that one.
That's it. Another one I remembered when a cyclist came to greet Corbyn.
Yeah. And Theresa May was just avoiding people. She literally avoiding people. She was going to some sort of company, some sort of business, and she goes in and met the businessman and pick who went and see her.
Mm-hmm.
Who does that? If you're going to convince people to vote for you, who does that? That campaign that she led was so horrific, unbelievable.
I honestly can't tell who was worse, Hillary's campaign or hers.
Oh, for fuck's sake, no. Uh, oh, fuck no.
Let's see.
I'll say Hillary's corrupt, but I don't think the campaign was, well, it was morally bankrupt. Actually, but
Oh yeah.
Theresa May was.
Suppose Hillary's was probably slightly better, I guess.
Yeah, it was slightly better. But Hillary was put against Trump. Remember that one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was still the wrong choice for Trump, but
Yeah.
hey. Oh, but Angels is in the side chat.
And this reads final part, but made no mention of waste stagnation and housing affordability. Yeah, there's no post-line coin. Like what Josh Lavin said, this is a move to change policy. It's not about Jim Corbyn. That's completely true. He's a figurehead. He's someone who's willing to bring back to extend its roots.
Pretty much the reason why he's like put in such a high esteem at the moment with us is because currently the left's survival, or like how to begin the left movement, starts with him. And we'll mostly I think he'll keep on until finally we can have like a full-on stable Labour government and left-wing government and stuff. In due time there will be someone to replace him. Now, granted, I'm not sure when that will be, but for the moment, we're behind him because he has the policies that we want to see go through for the most part.
I think we need done, but
oh yeah, I think we got another paragraph or two.
We've got quite a few.
Let's see.
The next one. These ambitions matter because they lie at the heart of why so many people, especially British youth, the social compact upon pre-2008 politics was based as crumbled, beyond repair. The elite promises are underpinned of age or supposed technocratic legitimacy. University education, vocational training to life, free of poverty, the due of property-owning democracy, and a claim for capitalist ethical superiority are broken. Well, they'll always be broken. It's always been delusion. Set of thought from factual. For a generation that has witnessed the longest period of decline of real incomes in 200 years. And that will be the first century that end up poorer than their parents, our prospects within the era of political gradualism and passive speculation does not hold much appeal. This is partly why full levels of Labour and Corbyn has proved popular. Even after sending the parties, I've been listening. Got pretty right, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
It's never time. Tony Benn actually talked about the values and said he would never left to come back. And he was right. And here we go. It was the same majority of people who basically destroyed the left that people left back. Pat just said that you'll set up mechanisms and arrangements that effectively keep him in power for 30 years. There's been more than 30 years since then.
Oh yeah.
So the idea again that is ideology, not her being power himself.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, she also called New Labour a great achievement.
Uh-huh. From what I have seen, let's see, most elections, particularly Italy one, most of the left parties that have followed the old current third way policy have been wiped out and been replaced by either right-wing parties or Eurosceptic parties. And when there are new left-wing parties, it's the unlikely new anti-austerity ones. I think there's even a place in Europe where the Greens won an election.
Yeah. What's that now?
only time when the only time when the election has gone to a centrist way is like Macron, but that's only because Le Pen, and because she's too extreme, even for the French to like take one of the non-establishment, and Merkel, but that was just barely for her part.
Yeah, the issue with this left center point, what they did, most of them in the 80s and the post-Soviet period, basically adopted the centrist line in politics and the other line. So they moved away from the issue of working class style politics and moved towards an establishment line, which were these parties were all actually social liberal, but they're very much to the left wing of nature.
Mm-hmm.
So what's happened is that they came stagnant and they totally changed. And when it came to it, when people were tired of the same party, instead they go back to the roots. Instead of working up and looking at the working classes of the countries, they remain very liberal, capitalist in nature, and failed to adapt and change. Unlike the Labour Party now, as well in decline. Or with the Socialist Party in France, nothing socialist about it in this Socialist Party, but SDP in Germany, which is nothing socialist about it. So they came to the centre left.
Okay.
Really, not really centre left, they're centrist, centre right.
Okay.
When it comes to economics, not social, social issues.
Oh yeah, I think Bernie kind of see during when Bernie like visited the UK. I think he said it best when let's see the left, when you have people talking on the left talking about like gay rights, equality, and that stuff. The establishment goes like, "Oh yeah, that's great, Bernie. Great, Bernie. Talk about that." But when you start going into economics, like, "Don't you dare! How dare you!" Let's see. We like the economics the way it is. Stop talking, you bloody commie little nutcase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is anything going on the side chat?
Let's see. The last thing in the side chat was well shafted saying Merkel is now showing her true colours, and I think that's when we were bringing up Merkel earlier with Macron about her time being done. At the moment, there doesn't seem to be anything new in the live chat. I mean, I have refreshed it, but let's see. We do have at least 4 people watching now. Let's see. Any of the 4 that are watching, do you have anything you want to say? Let's see. Then again, I'm probably one of those 4 people watching, but let's see. Hey.
Yeah. Okay.
But let's see.
Yeah. Besides and Thomas Williams, so
let's see. I'm not sure. I'm not the one who muted them, but
no, they do it themselves.
Let's see. I don't know where they've gone off to, but let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Hey, Angels, are you watching still? Because you're more than welcome to join. You can have us. I mean, we've been doing pretty much centrist bashing for a bit,
yeah.
but
it's been an echo chamber. We need opposition.
Yeah, we need at least. Come on. Let's see, Angels. You're quite known to take on 2 lefties at once. I mean, that's no problem for you. But hey.
Yeah, come on, tell us we're wrong.
Let's see. I'll just see in Twitter if anyone else wants to join.
I'll read some parts here. The practitioners of a post-ideological materialism can no longer cost the private interest. Common good. People, that's a big quote. People no longer see the black and white nature of politics. Instead, people see and think more broadly, saying, right, things are the same. We're tired of hearing this about what someone's like. It doesn't matter if nothing. It matters if nothing right with it. Because you see what the thing is, what's this one? This is why you see the same countries, the left surging of Podemos in Spain, Syriza, Greece.
Oh yeah.
Then we have the right in Europe as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot Spain has recently got a new. Let's see.
Yeah, it's got a centre left.
Sorry.
It's got a centre left. It's not Carbon, but it's like halfway between Carbon and this someone like Cuba. It is progressive. A lot radical as Carbon. I won't compare this one, I can't. But yeah. But Thank goodness he got in. It was Red Joy was mania. What happened to all the situation in Catalonia? Still ongoing, which everyone's completely basically ignored Catalonia. And really, even though that, like the richest part of Spain leaving, the Catalonians shall have freedom to choose when to leave and remain in Spain, even though it's put a complete mess. Because the region that we know is Catalonia is not the region that all Catalonians live in.
Oh yeah,
The islands called the Bernese Islands in Spain, and south of Catalonia there's an area called Valencia, and that those areas are Roma or ethnic Catalonian, even though not kind of region. So basically, if they're going to, it'd be a massive mess. There's also a Catalonian majority population in Andorra, which is like a micronation between Spain and France, and a small Catalan minority in southern France. On the borders. So basically, the independent Catalonia can cause a lot of issues, not disputes. I mean, I can easily see that France and Andorra blocking their entry to the European Union.
Oh yeah.
Andorra's a weird nation. Technically, the Lord Prince of Andorra is Macron, French president.
Let's see. I personally, for me, I don't see the European Union collapsing anytime soon, but it could potentially do so in 10 to 20 years if it doesn't change. But let's see that does it.
A lot of people speculate it will crash or collapse. Now, it got it's very close now. But currently, it's not going to crash. Unless I think it's going to have a lot of trouble in the future with the Eurozone, which could capture the Eurozone. The EU will be forced to form the Eurozone. With integration, don't get rid of it. But that's all I can see in the short term future. Right. Yeah, the crash we knew this Eurozone, in my opinion, not the EU itself.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't think the EU will collapse. A lot of people say it will.
Yeah.
Tony Benn always thought it would fail in the end. It is not entirely wrong. But in the immediate time, any collapse will be the Eurozone will collapse. It's very fragile. We'll take literally another financial crash, which a lot of people, including if it's cable, is back happening very soon.
What about Prince Cable?
Oh, it's better in a financial crash to happen very soon, next year or two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been saying that for about 2 years or so, but I think it's inevitable. And to be fair on him, he always gets these financial terms of market crashes quite right. So maybe he's right because he predicted the 2008 crash, and there's the small crash in the noughties. Is that 2001ish was a small one? Oh, can't remember this. The breakdown of any political order can be both emancipatory and revanchist. Right? But revanchist is like trying to build itself back up very quickly.
Okay.
Term comes from France. The term revanchism came from the Franco-Prussian War. Right? I've got a bit of history. France lost the war. Right? It ended the Napoleonic era and led to Paris come. And now the revanchism is quickly rebuilding France to take back Ukraine from Germany. Which it took them into 1980 to do so after the close of the war. So revanchism was about rebuilding and bringing honor back to the nation. Right. And today, both dynamics are in permanent supply. In Britain, the far right is on the march on the streets and in the halls of power. And for the struggle against it is critical, but the fight back will not take the form of reheated slogans and nostalgia of the end of history. As illusionary. As anything conjured up by flag wave, little Britain bet tears. Instead, they let the uniform organisations but by the people and communities that are more on the free cash on. I'm struggling to disagree with this. It's completely right,
Oh, no.
especially with the evangelism, which is present on both sides of the divide and Brexit.
Okay.
And yeah, brilliant short.
Uh-huh.
New
Oh, yeah.
political organisation. Yep, you can see that in the yeah. Basically, all because that's quote never gonna work, which is all I'm gonna say.
Oh, yeah. The five. Struggle against but fight back without taking the Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It'll be, oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the best way to let's see, anyway, go down. Brexit, is it worth it? Oh, yeah, one of the anti-Brexit posters. Protest.
Potentially, that's the answer to that question.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So this is what left. Do you want to read it out for a bit?
Oh, yeah, I'll read it for the time being. Let's see.
Uh,
That's already happening. You can see it where Westminster, where the grassroots Labour group Momentum is forming a bridge between radical social movements and institutional politics, widening the party's membership base in the process. It has manifested itself in its emergence of movements like London's Renters Union, which is using the collective strength of tenants to agitate for new housing solutions, resist exploitative landlords. And it runs through a string of victories racked by insurgent trade unions such as United Voices of the World and the Independent Workers of Great Britain, which both represent and are run by some of the country's most insecure workers, which are growing even as traditional unions continue to shed members. The practitioners of the post-ideological marginalism can no longer couch their private interests in the language of common good. Politics is being reanimated from below. Against this backdrop, Unite for Change is a spectacle masquerading as an intellectual void. The party and the class it represents have forgotten that many of the people they are advertising to are children of the fall. Therefore, please forgive us if we don't look to them for advice on the rebuild. Which I think there's many Brits see that last line probably speaks volumes. I mean, let's see, all these people who are saying, no, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, do it this way, are the ones who have been in power for like last 20 or so years.
no longer than that.
Oh, yeah, well, probably 3 or 4 decades then, at least, but let's see, they're the ones that have been in charge of the main parties. And let's see, under them, things have not gotten better. It's gotten worse. So why would we trust them to improve it when the first time around they made the mistake? Oh, Angels is currently watching it right now. Hey, Angels, do you have any questions for us? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let me just. See how many questions, Angels. Let's see. So, anything you got to say on these, like in unions and all that on Momentum, Cameron?
Well, the thing about momentum, I'm going to say this in no it is doing as following quick between radical social and politics. It's also it's a really good organisation. It marginalises a lot of people, but it's not, my issue with it. It's not first Labour. That's my main issue with it.
Okay.
If you acted as stronger arm, and it wasn't really went to a pro trade union movement, it had links back to the old trade union, old workers' solidarity movements.
Mm-hmm.
Momentum would be a fighting force. No one could stop. And it really should pivot itself in that direction. So that it's very identity politics direction it's going in.
Fair enough.
I really hope it does it. I mean, I really like John. He for years he's been behind the scenes in politics. We took from with Tony Benn, with Corbyn, McDonnell, with Michael Foot. Right, it's always been there for years. It's quite great social, which is why I think mechanism needed. Well, I think momentum needs to burst with.
Okay.
I've more be less nasty and aggressive to people, but be more a solidarity based thing that unites workers.
Okay.
Not working class, but all workers who are seeing pain. Remember, not some of the working class around good old South Yorkshire, could be someone in London who may that price.
Right.
Because of marks a lot.
Okay.
So momentum should be a movement that's contributes to everyone. It should be very localized. It is pretty localized, but not enough.
Okay.
There's a lot of potential in it, which is not. I got lots of issues with it.
Okay. Oh, by the way, Angels has a question. Let's see. Alice was asking her if she had any questions, and he said, "Yes, I do. What do you think of the fundamental flaw of neoliberalism has been?" What do you think, Cameron? Do you want to answer that question?
It failed to full of promises, like to enrich the population. It left those swathes of this country behind. Earthquake. Look, remember, it's my generation, our generation, on it, who were the first ones in 200 years, right, to be less wealth than the parents on average, right? The current direction is impoverishing this country. It's failed, ultimately. Not just in this country, but abroad. Think about this. Personal debt is at record levels. Commerce is at record levels. This comes to austerity. But these problems have been pre-existing for years. But such as the carpet. Most people can't afford to own a home. Most people can't afford to do the lives they want to. Most people are stuck in, let's call them bullshit jobs, which where you're minimum wage, you're happy. But you look at the amount of people are really depressed on under depression. That's good for the nature of society. So the direction we're going is not an ideal way to do things, which is why liberalism on the current state in capitalism. That's a very quick answer.
All right.
So what do you think about it anyway?
I think this is more a problem with those who put neoliberalism as a policy and stuff. Never considered the fact that, let's say, they seem to consider that neoliberalism is the final evolution of politics, but I think in the long term they've never considered that eventually people could have gotten frustrated or willing to challenge it, because I mean, face it. Let's see, in 2015. Let's see, no one would have probably expected. Let's see, Labour. Let's see, no one could have expected that the SNP would have gotten like 50 seats, completely obliterating. Let's see, Scottish Labour, who are still formed the new. Let's say the Blair. It's still they were still under the guise of the Blairite Labour at the time. I'm not sure what their current mold is, but let's see. But it's probably still not enough to win back the Scots. But let's see. And let's see, then following, let's see, Jeremy Corbyn becoming leader. Let's see. And then later, Brexit happening. And let's see, that's one aspect. I do also feel like, let's see, another, let's see, problem is that yeah, they have, in many ways, have abandoned, let's see, some of the core voting base. Now, granted, let's see, they've kind of, let's see, now, granted, I suppose one positive thing is that most neoliberals, at least, are quite socially left-wing, but I think that's also had a downward effect by, let's see, it's probably given people the impression, at least in working class, if like as long let's see, if you're let's see social, let's see, if as long as you do like social left-wing stuff and social, let's see, justice, that stuff can only happen in a neoliberal economic kind of setting. Let's see, so it probably has probably put them off at that because, let's see, because, well, at the same time, like, all the diversity is happening in politics. At the same time, they're getting screwed over is another thing, if that made sense.
Yeah. And the issue of all this is that some of these people are malicious, but some of them seriously want to create a better nation. I mean, I create a better country, but look at the direction. Now, remember we were talking about country, about the definition of social.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
said, back in the day, if you're a socialist, you want to create a fair and equal society. That's the basic modern definition we should use. And that's the idea what we should presume. And if you want to create a more equal society, a fair society, a current direction that I'm going is the opposite of that. Which is why I'm against Neo-Liberalism. Which is why I'm a Labour.
Okay. Bar Angels has another question. Do you think that liberalism as a concept of combined with cooperation in place of individualism and a dog-eat-dog mentality, example, not Thatcherism, could work effectively?
It would be very difficult to do so. Very difficult. In theory, if you think about ideas of human nature and expected environment, and you have restrictions, it could be fairer, but not fair enough. Is that the right answer? It could be better, but it's not. It still be very full of society. There was still much of the interest problems that could have been now. But yeah, fascism was simply the word.
Fair enough.
But a more reigning version would be better. Might be better, but won't be perfect. Still be completely flawed.
Fair enough. As for myself, I'm not entirely sure. Let's see, do you think neoliberalism as a concept are combined with cooperation in place of individualism and a dog-eat-dog mentality, example, not fishing, could work effectively? Well, I guess it really depends who's running it, I guess. But let's see. That's the best answer I can give you right now, Angels. Sorry if that's...
If you have cooperation and individuals, it could be better, yes.
Okay.
And
Anyway, do you want to, let's see, move on to a new article?
yeah, well, one thing I'll say is that if you have a variable nation, and everything's very largely fair, but you have cooperatives. Now, what we do, you have these cooperatives compete against each other. But for supremacy. Between them, these cooperatives, basically you get the same issues we have now in corporations. Because these cooperatives we have the same aims, we use more community. They're better, but not perfect. Also, individualism. It's important because we're all individuals, we're all unique. But at the same time, we live together in a society.
Okay.
We share a planet with every human, every animal, every plant, and we have an obligation to protect it and actually preserve it for future generations, which we're not doing now.
Okay.
So we'll talk about the article.
All right, fair enough.
So I tried to get one that you sent me.
So was that last bit?
So I tried. So we're gonna try to get the article, probably the one that you sent me. No.
Okay. Oh yeah. I believe. Let's see. I sent you two articles. I think one, which I think was that one where Angels briefly mentioned the breaking news about. Let's see that the leader of the Friends of Israel in Labour has gotten a vote of no confidence in her thing.
Yeah.
Then that's from Swatterbox, which I'm not sure how sources, but hey.
Yeah, so that's the it's called a Swatterbox, which is an independent blog, blog basically. It's very, very good actually. There's a lot of research into it.
Okay.
One of the best protocol out
there. Okay, fair enough. I just know that Mr. Fielding doesn't really like it.
Yeah, it's a Swatterbox, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, it gets a lot of attack from the right, and lots of MPs actually went against it. Like people call her like a Russian shield, the person who operates it.
Oh yeah,
actually, no one knows actually who operates it. It's really good blog.
All right.
Right, I get it up now.
Fair enough.
When I get up, I really look taller, so I'm just gonna
Okay.
see if I can.
Oh, you'll be back in a minute. Let's see.
Yeah.
Ooh.